Coming to you from our opulent and luxurious 4x8 refurbished room closet at the national headquarters in Indianapolis. With duct tape studio lights and a mic that you barely can hear, we hope to entertain and educate you. This is the Tango Alpha Lima podcast.
They call me crazy cause I'm facing all my giants. They try to scare me into thinking I can fight it. They tell me I should never even think of trying. But that's just me, I'm gonna live out in defiance.
Hello, and welcome back to the Tango Alpha Lima podcast. Ashley, you're making faces at me. No,
never.
Stronger combination than A1 bold and spicy and graham crackers. It's a great mix.
What is wrong with you?
You know, sometimes
what are you
when I'm
like?
sitting
Did you
here,
just find these things randomly on your desk again?
I'm reminded of my most
The
famous
borrowers come
fellow
over?
alumni, Admiral Stockdale, when he said, "Who am I and what am I doing here?" I feel like that a lot of times on this podcast. But anyway, Ashley Gorbolja Maldonado from our nation's capital, Jeff Daly, Hollywood, California. How are you guys?
Good. Is LA the capital of anything? Don't answer that, CB. he just starts eating to avoid that.
Capital of not having a run game during the Super Bowl, I'll tell you that.
Oh. Gosh.
All right. We got to get going because I got to go eat my graham crackers. That's dinner for me tonight.
Graham crackers deserve to be mushed between a marshmallow and chocolate. Okay, that is the proper use of a graham cracker.
Not a huge fan of marshmallows. There's something about the texture or something. I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I learned so much about you every time we record. Okay, I
Love
just
me
wanna
some graham
let
crackers.
the listeners know that this man is a complicated onion.
Yes.
Wow.
So many layers.
Very Shrek-like.
Very
Complicated onion. All right.
So topic one, we're going to rip through this today because we all got things to do. I got graham crackers to eat. Jeff's got his hair to perm or something. I can't remember exactly what it was. Ashley wants to go to the gym, which just seems silly at this point, but whatever. Biden's hair should be on fire over Afghan translators being left behind, Senator says. This is from Defense One. It's a story that I've been hyping and I'm going to continue to hype until we get these people out of there. From the article, there's not enough time for Congress to help translators who worked with U.S. troops get out of Afghanistan. So it's up to the administration to take action now, Senator Angus King of Maine said Tuesday. I want the White House's hair on fire, he told reporters. I want them to do everything within their power to solve this problem. I'm not being critical of the administration, but I think it's time to step up their game. He also proposed a few solutions of his own, including temporarily moving Afghans to NATO nations while the visas are processed and deploying troops to the State Department to speed up approvals. Are you drumming for
Ashley, what are you
tension
doing?
or something? She didn't even realize she was doing it, I don't think.
No, it was a weird quirk. Don't worry about it.
All right. One of the theories being thrown out there is to fly them all to Guam, which seems like a better idea than not having an idea. But Ashley, what do you think on this one?
What? I'm sorry. What about Guam?
Well, they're talking about possibly taking the Afghan interpreters and sending them to Guam first. It's obviously a shorter round trip from Afghanistan to Guam than it is to, say, Phoenix or whatever. But
okay. All right. Thank you for context. We've talked about this on our, previous episodes about the long overdue. This needs to happen and it should happen. I mean, if Guam is a substitute that will help folks get, the proper visa and all the paperwork and all the bureaucratic red tape taken care of, so we can, provide them safe haven, right? Sanctuary, considering all of the assistance they've provided to us. If we turn our backs on them now, like other countries will remember that.
yeah,
Future time, right? Like future America problem, but like, you know what I mean? In context, like if we need to take care of it because others will remember.
yeah, it's a bad look. Jeff, what do you think?
We did talk about this before, but now what I'm a little amazed by is the scale. This guy saying to get them out now by September 11th, it would take 4 flights per day.
Right.
And to get them out by July 4th would take 16 flights per day. And that's the problems when you put this stuff off for so long, that it this is a diseconomy of scale, because now you have so many things that have to be done because the problem has gotten so big from putting it off. Like the dust is probably under my couch. I don't know how I'm going to be able to deal with it, but I'm going to have to. Therefore, they're going to have to. They're going to have to figure it out and take a budget from somewhere else and just do all the flights and get them here, because putting them even in another location, you're only delaying what if they wouldn't be taking them to Guam if they weren't going to eventually be bringing them here, right? So if you're just delaying for paperwork's sake, bringing them across the border, and I say just get it done and let them be here and start trying to find a new life, get the paperwork handled, and then let them live instead of dying trial by bullet if we abandon them.
Yeah, it seems a little bit. Yeah.
No, I was just gonna say, I feel like just knowing Guam and the resources, and obviously it's a pretty big military community there. For a lot of folks may not know that, but I just think about all the resources it would take if you're gonna have X number of flights arriving there. You're gonna have to be able to like take care of these folks until you get whatever next transportation mode is decided. I don't know, just.
We couldn't get water to the Superdome for 3 weeks, but we're gonna move all these interpreters to Guam and then do what with them? Like, are they gonna get like the Fire Festival sandwiches?
Cheese sandwich.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
gosh.
I mean, at the end of the like nobody's putting any thought into this, and the idea that they're gonna move people from DOD over to State Department to work on the paperwork is absolutely insane. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. Like, okay, so you're gonna train them to do the paperwork, like. I mean, if you're plummeting to Earth and you're like, I'm going to crash down in 25 seconds, and somebody radios up and it's like, we've got a solution. It'll take us 4 minutes. It's like, that's not really a solution, dude. Like, I'm burning up here. And that's what these Afghan interpreters are. The only thing I can think is like, get them all to Bagram Air Base and arm them all and let them wait in place, I guess, until we can get them out. I don't know. It seems crazy to me. All right, let's take our quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with you in 30 seconds.
So you were discharged with a 20% disability rating, but now you can't hear so well and need help. Contact an American Legion service officer. Service officers are free of charge, and they help all veterans. Find one near you with our online tool at legion.org/service officers.
All right, and we are back. And Ashley, you have topic number 2.
Okay, so I feel like this is like a Where's Waldo situation kind of thing. It's like, where will they end up next? Well, listeners and viewers, U.S. military guns keep vanishing, and some of them are used in street crimes, according to militarytimes.com. So, in the first public accounting of its kind in decades, the Associated Press investigation has found that at least 1900, that's right, 1900 U.S. military firearms were lost or stolen during 2010s. Gosh, feels weird to say that. With some resurfacing and violent crimes. So, because some of the armed services have suppressed the release of this basic information, AP's total, or the Associated Press's total, is uncertain for an uncount, or for an undercount, I guess. Undercount, overcount. That's a lot still. So government records from all branches, show that like pistols, machine guns, shotguns, automatic assault rifles have vanished from armories, supply warehouses, Navy warships, fire ranges, and other places where they were used, stored, or transported. So apparently they've disappeared because of, I don't know, unlocked doors, sleeping troops, surveillance systems that didn't record, break-ins, and other security lapses. Until now, they haven't been publicly reported. I think this is so wild because I couldn't tell you how many times we would be locked down or we could not move because a firing pin was unaccounted for.
Yep.
Or, they needed to check at the ammo point, like the ammo didn't add up, right? Or, missing, pistol, like that is like, in at least the Army, you just you drop with it. Like, if you can't find your weapon, it's everybody's problem.
I
Nobody's
don't know
going
how
anywhere.
many horror stories I've heard about people going to like the National Training Center and they'll lose like a miles harness, which is not even like an inherently, it's a miles harness.
Oh yeah.
And then the next thing you got the entire unit at double arm interval walking across the desert looking for this stupid thing. Like you're telling me 1,900 guns went missing. That's crazy. Jeff, what do you got?
Well, first, I wouldn't write it off as the Army as the prime example, because I read a different 1,300 of these 1,900 were from the Army. But before the show, CB, you went on a little rant about things with serial numbers, and I'm gonna because you didn't bring it up, I'll steal it now. But I remember a bayonet that I couldn't find in the Marine. They serial number bayonets, and I was like, I don't have that much rank to lose. Don't take it from me. So I mean, it was a whole thing. Like scared like out of my mind that I was going to lose something, and I can't even imagine, because it says sleeping troops. I can't even imagine falling asleep on duty and then having weapons missing. Like that would be the end of my existence. If they didn't kill me, I probably would have just dropped dead myself out of sheer heart attack of shame. So I just don't get how this many weapons for so long. It wasn't like it was in a crime spree of over 2 weeks. They're like, oh, we figured out a security breach. Everybody go get guns. It was like a long friggin' time. And it's being used in street crimes. What? That didn't send a congressman who wants to make them names for themselves so they can be a senator, that didn't send them straight to a freaking press conference to handle this? I don't get it. I'm not gonna like have my head fully explode here, but I don't like, from my experience, this seems impossible. Like it literally seems impossible for something to happen on this scale for such a period of time. And I just, surveillance systems didn't work, break-ins, and other security lapses. Tighten it up. I couldn't get to an MRE unauthorized, but these people are freaking stealing weapons. It doesn't make, I don't get it.
Well, it goes back to the story last week about the homeless guy wearing Mickey Mouse ears that somehow got on the VIP airplane. Like, I fundamentally don't understand. There's just the slightest thing would have sent our entire company into lockdown for Lord knows how long. And yet somehow we've lost 1,900 firearms, and we're just hearing about it now. Like, I don't know how many horror stories I've heard.
It's over a decade. It's over like a decade ago.
Crazy.
Starting.
Crazy. All right, we are moving on. Jeff, you have topic number 3.
Now you're gonna make me calm down so I can start the story fresh.
As soon as I saw the story, I was like, I don't understand how this happens. I literally don't. And the thing is, like you and I had talked about it too. Every armorer, every supply guy, every lieutenant, every captain, every first sergeant that signed off on all this stuff, they got to be gone, right? Like I can't imagine that there's like oh, hey, my bad. I lost a 240. Like, well,
how do you lose a 240? Oh, let's get up. We have to move on. My brain is melting as a former someone who did cruiser weapons and a bunch of
it's crazy.
Nope.
Crazy.
All right, let's talk about Boys Nation.
Yeah.
I want to tell you a little story before I finish it with a little personal anecdote. I know that it's become one of the most notable photos in the history of America. A young Bill Clinton was at Boys Nation, shook the hand of President Kennedy, grew up to become president himself. And people talk about he's the only president that's come from Boys Nation alumni. I mean, they've been elected to Congress, state offices, and local political posts, but never president. And Bill Clinton tells that story all the time. And I don't know if you guys know, but I'm going to be on staff at Boys Nation, and I hope that someday some young man will tell the story of meeting Jeff Daly and being inspired to be an underemployed actor in Los Angeles. That's my dream. That's my goal. And so all you little Boys Nation students out there, come find me, come meet me, move to Los Angeles and watch your dreams die slowly. That's all I'm saying.
Wow, that was so inspiring and sad. at the same time. I'm so indifferent. I don't know.
How many presidents of boys' nations went on to have acting careers?
Ooh.
Hmm.
Oh,
What?
super producer Holly might have one.
Super producer Holly knows what I'm getting at, and unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to remember his name. But he was on Vikings and Sons of Anarchy.
Ooh.
Yeah, he was one of the kings on. Is super producer Holly going to come off mute and let us know?
No, it looks like she's
Oh,
wrote
Donald Logue.
Donald Logue. Let's give a shout out to Donald Logue.
Yeah.
Who is probably a better actor to model one's career after than me. But I'm really excited to go. I know, Mark, you've been I don't know how many boys' states you've been to, but a lot, right?
I think this is like, because I go to Virginia every year, and I've been to California, and I've been to Minnesota. I think it's like my 22nd total boys' state. I love going to Boys State. I talked to you about this. I love Boys State, didn't like Boys Nation. And the reason was because Boys State, you get some free radicals that are really bad behaving kids. And that's where I specialize. Give me the bad kids. The good kids are all, too goody for me.
They can take care of themselves, right?
Yeah. Like, I mean, what is it I'm going to tell kids at Boys Nation? Like, study hard. Well, I mean, they're all valedictorians. Like, they're studying harder than I ever dreamed of studying. Ashley, did you go to Girls State?
No.
Oh, but
Had you even heard of it?
Yes.
Oh, you did. Okay. Because I learned about Boys State from the documentary.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't know about it before then?
I've been aware of both Boys State and Girls State since my, time starting in the American Legion in Ohio.
But not before.
Not prior to, no, not like, I don't think anyone had, to my knowledge, had really advertised any of that at the high school that I graduated from. And I had heard about it. Honestly, later on, learning just like how the district kind of comes into play, I learned like how some of that is formatted and how posts decide if they can sponsor like one or two folks. So it just varies, I guess. But I've heard about it. I will be a counselor for the Virginia Girls State. So I'm pretty excited about that. It'll be my first time. I don't know what to expect as a counselor. I'm hoping to learn more at an upcoming meeting because I'm a little clueless. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm just gonna be the best person I can for these ladies.
Aww.
That's what I got.
Your husband's chief responsibility as my junior counselor is to be awake when I'm not. So he is going to fit this bill excellently because he strikes me as the kind of cat that doesn't need a lot of sleep to begin with. Me, on the other hand, this doesn't come naturally. This needs at least 10 hours of beauty sleep a night, and I'm not getting it, which is why I seem to be pixelating right in front of your eyes. I'm like,
just evaporating.
I'm like
just
Frosty,
going full MCU on us. You're just gonna.
I'm like Frosty in the middle of summer. It's like Olaf. You know when Olaf is like, I like warm hugs and then he melts. That's what's happening to me. I'm just.
You like warm hugs and then you melt. You're such a softie.
I cannot stand hugs. Hugs are the worst thing.
I'm gonna make sure I give you a big hug.
I don't recommend it. I get so awkward and so wildly uncomfortable that I become like a stick figure. Like, oh, okay, yeah, it's horribly awkward.
Wow, you are so complex. So
I really am. I don't like hugs. Don't like.
I don't know how we went from Boys Nation to hugs, but
you know what?
Here's a fun game for you, Mark. If you don't like it, a long lingering one, just whisper in their ear. I'm gonna hold this till it gets awkward. They will do all the work after that.
Yeah.
You bet your butt I'll do the work. Robert's a hugger too. You better watch out.
Oh boy, I can't wait to hug Robert. That should be spectacular. Not like the 35 boys that we have in our city from across Virginia will be a little freaked out by Grandpa Winter there hugging Robert Maldonado. All right, let's roll on with our bad selves. We will take our second commercial break and we'll be right back in 30 seconds. The
American Legion is Veterans Strengthen America. We're in your community, supporting veterans, service members, and their families, enriching the lives of young people and promoting citizenship and patriotism. Our members are passionate about these core values. Help strengthen America by joining the American Legion today. For more information, go to legion.org/join.
We gotta go real rapid.
Yep. All right. Rapid fire. The Navy concluded that transmedium flying submersibles were possible a decade ago. I'm not going to go through the entire story, but basically what they're saying is that they can make a submarine / airplane in one. Now, I'm well aware of the fact that Tony Stark of Stark Enterprises from Marvel invented this, but where has Mr. Stark been lately? Ashley, what do you think about submersible flying aircraft?
I'm all about the Stark tech. If we can do it, let's build it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Jeff?
whatever. It's like, why?
I'm seeing a lot more applications in the civilian world than I am, because I want one. I would love to be able to have a submersible flying, driving vehicle machine just for my own use. I also, and if they've had these for this while, for this long, I wish they would have replaced some of our other amphibious modes of transportation that are less than optimal for surviving arrival, as we've learned in some incidents coming up recently. So this technology could actually save lives before engaging with the enemy. Your transportation shouldn't be that high on your danger list. So I'm hoping that this technology can be used to increase our safety and effectiveness.
Yeah, I actually just don't understand what it's going to be used for, but I'm sure the Navy SEAL guys like super excited about the airplane / submersible thing. I just don't know that I really see what role it's going to play, but hey, more power to you. All right, combat controller from the Air Force. He earned the Air Force Cross in Afghanistan, and now he's been awarded an Airman's Medal for heroism back home. And I'm going to read this briefly, but Master Sergeant Daniel Keller, he had received the Air Force's highest award for non-combat bravery for rescuing a motorist from a burning SUV in Kentucky. And the story is pretty wild because with complete disregard for his own safety, he broke the rear window and entered the burning vehicle. And the story is just wild. So you should probably go and read it. The story is in military.com. And he also had already received the Air Force Cross from a battle with Islamic State militants in Afghanistan. Stud. Ashley?
Very impressive. I read his story and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Just wow.
Not to go back to Marvel, but the guy went full Hulk. He broke in the window and he ripped the dude out the side. References. Yeah. Jeff, what do you think?
I kept fact checking it because it says Air Force. But this was great, heroic, all of the above, well-deserved awards and medals, and hashtag hero.
Yeah, he's
legit.
Yeah, the combat controller guys are awesome. I actually did an embed with them in Arizona and New Mexico one time, and they were among the most fun people I've ever hung out with. They are spectacular. They're all like sort of like they're basically Army SF type guys, and also air traffic controllers and all this other stuff. Those guys are wild. They're comms geniuses, and they're super fun. So I'm a big fan of the combat controllers. All right. This one's for you, Ashley. Rapid fire 3. Army may go back to job specific scoring after all on the new fitness test. This is from military.com. Total game changer, isn't it? Like, who could have seen
this coming? Like, who would have thought? Oh boy, shocker. Literally have been watching this since the beginning. I was like, that's it. That's all I have to say.
This was so going to happen right from Jumpstart. There is a great quote in here I wanted to read. It's from the Army Chief of Staff, General McConville. He said, I took it last week. I think it's a good test. What we want to do is move forward with implementation. It gives us a more fit force. And then he goes, if you're a ranger or in a fitness type organization, I would say you want people with a certain level of fitness. If doing something else like a neurosurgeon, you might be more concerned with that person operating than leading the battalion in PT. Yes.
Pretty spot on.
Congratulations.
Figured it out.
Do I care that my pack clerk got a 300 on the PT score, Or do I want them to be
No.
able to write down combat infantry badge correctly on my DD-214? I'll take option B. Do I
Option
want
B.
a neurosurgeon who can do 4,000 pull-ups, or do I want him to do brain surgery?
Maybe if
I'll
they're
take
both
option B.
full package, but
Jeff, what do you
doesn't
think on
matter.
this?
Well, I think it's entertaining that you guys have a branch that has neurosurgeons and things like that. And the problem with the Marine Corps would be everyone is an 03
Yeah.
an 0300,
Yeah.
right? So everybody has that first basic rifleman MOS, and everybody has to be prepared to engage. So this is a foreign concept to me for treating MOSs differently, because it's just not what I was used to, and I don't think the Marine Corps has changed in that. Everyone's still a basic rifleman, and you know.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are a lot tighter, and I'm not taking
And
that away.
small.
Yeah,
We're just
like,
so small. We don't have our own doctors. We don't have
right.
we don't have any of that stuff. I mean, so I get I it's kind of a foreign concept to me, but if it works, it works, I guess.
I've been bemused by this the whole time, and I continue to be.
Didn't they just make it really too difficult in general? And now this is their walkback.
It wasn't necessarily, it was a part of it was that women were failing at a higher rate, and that was creating a lot of strife, because we're not talking about like women who are in the Ranger Regiment. We're talking like just your average female medical personnel she's got to take the PT set, and then she's rated by everyone else. And so if men are scoring this much higher, women are scoring down here, and then they go to promote, it's creating more and more gaps as you move along. It was I don't know. I thought it was a crazy concept right from Jump Street. But Ashley, do you agree with that or what?
Just whatever.
What?
I can't.
I don't know. It's just the whole thing's silly. I don't know why. I don't know why they've been fighting about this for like 10 years, and it's gotten super, super old. Jeff, do you have a shout out for us today?
I don't. I'm just gonna have comments on the other ones.
All right. Well, mine is I gotta get the post here. American Legion Post 4 in Mount Clemens, Michigan, which is apparently Grand Rapids area.
Yep.
And they had 70 or 80 bikes riding together, and they were raising money for the American Legion Legacy Scholarship Fund. And what is important to me is not just that they were doing this, because a lot of posts are doing great things. They actually did it right, and they reached out to the media, and they got media coverage of this, which keeps adding on to this. 100%, you guys are my shout out for today.
And I'll just say hashtag Pure Michigan, and then I will also say that's part of the new membership plan out here in California, is getting posts not just to do awesome stuff, but to broadcast it. You start making relationships with media and sending out releases and information. There you go. So good.
Ashley, did you have anything for us today?
I do. I have it's actually a bit of a challenge. So you guys remember when we interviewed our friends from Backpacks for Life? Okay. Well, they did a really cool roundup for Women Veterans Day on June 12th, and they are running what we are calling a lipstick challenge. So what is a lipstick challenge? It's an interactive way for people to get involved in supporting women veterans while encouraging people to get out of their comfort zones, to create change and share the message about our sisters in arms that shouldn't be fighting battles alone. So it's really about allyship and supporting women veterans, not just on Women Veterans Day, not just on Veterans Day, and not just when all hell breaks loose at Fort Hood. It's about being there throughout the entire duration of our careers, being the allies, and then also in transition. So I just wanted to kind of, throw this out there for folks that, you can share a video and a picture of yourself, a shout out to a women veteran, saying thank you to women veterans, encouraging women veterans to share their stories, and put some lipstick on. So that's for both the guys and gals. It's a bit of a anomaly, kind of like breaking taboo social norm. it was really cool for those that are watching the video. So Backpacks for Life actually who's out of New Jersey, by the way. They do a really cool promotion, and they're working with a beauty company that made them a Roger Red. So it's a grab your favorite red lipstick for all my lady vets out there, and for any of the guys that want to support. So I mean, you know, Jeff, if you want to try red lipstick, I don't know if it's any relation to like a red crayon, but you know, I just want to throw it out there that this is something cool that our community is doing, and someone that we've interviewed, and I'll make sure that it's in show notes. But yeah, I'm just gonna, for those who are watching, I'm just gonna put some awesome Roger Red lipstick on to show solidarity and support of women veterans. So
Jeff, you strike me more as peach.
it is not
on the
peach. Look
lipstick
at it,
color.
it's red. Oh, you want a peach?
I will. I'm gonna show my allyship with chapstick.
I'm not even gonna do that. I don't like anything on my lip. I don't like wearing sunglasses.
You like hair on that top lip?
I don't. That's it.
But
I
you
like
could
to
do a
hide in my
beard. You can
but
like have this full beard, get crumblies all in it,
Don't
and
like
you're like, I
anything on my
can't
lips.
touch anything on my lips.
It freaks me out. Like, ask my wife. Lipstick freaks me out. I don't know why. I have a lot of idiosyncrasies.
I have a lot of questions to ask your wife, and that's not one.
Yeah, I do too.
Well,
Hey,
luckily, I got to keep her sequestered from you. All right, folks. Don't forget to subscribe to the Tango Alpha Lima podcast on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you find podcasts. While you're there, don't forget to rate us, preferably 5 stars, and leave us a review. You can send us feedback and love notes on Tango Alpha Lima at legion.org. All right, folks. Guys, I'll see you next week. Bye.
Peace.